Hello everybody, I'm Luis and let's talk about how to sign your Autodesk AddIn for development to remove this pop-up that always happens when you are testing your plugin when developing. So that's the idea. In this video we're gonna talk about three subjects, three parts. The first one is how Autodesk Security workflow works. I'm gonna talk about in AutoCAD and Revit, basically the same, and other desktop Autodesk software should have something similar. And you're gonna create your own certificate for developing, and then you're gonna learn how to sign your add-in so you can remove this pop-up and force Revit or AutoCAD to use your add-in because it's signed and you trust that sign, that signature, that certificate. So that's the idea. And so that's it. Don't forget to subscribe and give a like in this video, and let's go. And how the Autodesk security workflow works. Gonna take a look in Revit. First, both is basically the same, but when you're developing, you have your Revit add-in URL, and by default, if you send that file to Revit to be loaded, this pop-up gonna happen saying that your add-in is not signed and gonna show some information. But you have basically these three buttons. You can choose to not load and not gonna load your URL. And if you press the load once, this means the next time you open Revit, this pop-up gonna show again. So yeah, and if you press in the always load, this means the next time you open Revit, this pop-up is not gonna show. But if you update this file or delete this file, delete the old one, create a new one, this pop-up gonna show again because it's not signed and could have different content inside. So this pop-up gonna show again, and you need to press always load again. So that's when you does not sign your assembly. And when your sign is a little more complicated, but let's start with when you sign your URL and your certificate is trusted by a certificate authority in your machine. So this is gonna show something like this. This is a certificate that I created just for testing, just for development, and I installed that in my trusted authority, and this is gonna show something like that. Gonna show this pop-up and gonna show the publisher, the issuer, and you have basically two options. You can always load and do not load. And if you press the always load, what's gonna happen is gonna load in your Revit, and this certificate gonna be considered a trusted publisher. And this means the next time you open Revit, even if you update this file and sign with the same certificate, of course, you're gonna check that that certificate is a trusted publisher. So instead of you showing this pop-up, you're gonna go directly and never gonna show this again. So that's the idea. And of course, if that certificate is not trusted in the certificate authority in your machine, gonna show something like this, invalid signature, and basically you have to can load or not load. Yeah, this looks really bad, but that's what's gonna happen. And this works exactly the same as AutoCAD, but have something, this pop-up is a little different, but the same stuff. And for this one is the same thing, but if I always load in this case and sign this file or this file, use the same certificate, you're gonna go directly. So you only need to always load once in AutoCAD or Revit, and you're never gonna need to see this pop-up again. So that's it. And next I'm gonna create my own certificate so you can sign your add-in for developing purpose. So yeah, because if you sign with your certificate that you create and send to your user, you're gonna have this pop-up, and this looks really bad, I guess. This one looks a little better. But yeah, the idea is this is to use for development, not for releasing the plugin to your client and so on. This is a different video. It's a little more complicated because now you cannot have a file certificate. So yeah. Anyway, let's learn how to create one file to use for local purpose. So here's the GitHub link. Here's have all the information that you need to know. Let's yeah. And basically I have this some files, some Excel files to create this certificate. This is going to create a private certificate with a private key, and this one I'm going to convert that to a more public to a personal certificate, personal signature. Yeah, so yeah, and that's going to create this file, and you can use this file with the sign tool and with the password and so on to sign your file. Yeah, if I sign with this certificate in here, and I could have this workflow with the sign or with the trusted or not trusted. And if he's trusted publisher as well, I'm gonna go directly. That's the idea. So let's go in this GitHub and download the file. Where's my GitHub? Oh, yep, let's close this and this one. Yeah, here's the folder. I have some information, but basically I have the make certificates to convert in the sign tool in here. You can find all these files in the Windows toolkits, and this is one of the location. You can download that in here as well, but in this folder I already have the files in here in the x64. So I'm gonna download this folder and gonna follow basically this, so I can create a certificate authority in here using this command, and the next one I can convert to a personal information exchange. That's the public certificate to sign, and with that file I can sign my file. So in this case I can sign this console app. That's just a sample, so you can test, and I can use this sign tool as well to verify if the file is signed or not. And I can, and below I can use the this command, the certutil, to install that certificate as a certificate authority. So gonna be trusted in my machine if I sign any file with that certificate. And here I can look all certificates in my machine using the cert manage tool. So yeah, so let's go in my folder that I already can download using here. Yeah, download zip folder. I already have that in here actually. Yep, this is the folder. I'm gonna go in here and press CMD to open the command line. Gonna open this one. Yep, and let's open Notepad to copy some commands. So I can, let's copy first all the commands in here. Copy this. Yep. Let's copy this one, and let's copy this one as well. So I have everything here. And this, I don't know if you copy the same. Yeah, oh, all right. Yeah, have the 3 in here. Great. First, let's take a look at the first one. Here I have some, what matter in here is the name of the files, and the CN, that's common name, pretty sure that's gonna show in the certificate. And let's first change the name here. Let's call test develop -ca. Yeah, that's the name of my file. I need to change in here as well. This is the public certificate, and this is gonna be without space. Actually with space in here and space in here. Yeah, great. And let's change in the other location as well, just to make sure it's the password. Yeah, okay. And what else I need to change in here? Here's when the certificate starts. I'm gonna change to 25 in here just to have it. And this is when the certificate ends. Let's go just 3 years, 27. Yep. And great. Let's copy this and go in my command line and paste this, and this gonna force to open my create a private key password. Let's create one in here. This is a password for development, something like that. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Let's copy this. And where is my this one? Okay, yeah, gonna open a new one to the same thing, to the new password. Let's press OK, and now I create that files. Now what I need to do, I need to change in here the PI, that's the password, private password. So let's put that in here, and the same thing for the that I'm gonna create a file, this public file for signature with a password as well. It is a different one, but I'm gonna use the same just for convenience. So let's create that as well. Looks like it works. Doesn't have any message, but I guess it works. And now let's copy this one to verify as well in here. Yep. Let's try this one just to show that the file is not signed. Yep, no signature found. One error. Yep. Let's use this one. I need to set the password in here as well. And the rest doesn't matter too much at the moment. Just the timestamp, that's the URL that's required. And this is the algorithm that you can use, more modern one, like this one. Yep. Let's copy this and paste in here. File not found. Why not? What? Oh, I forget to change the name. Oh, my bad. Let's create again. Delete. I forget to change the name. This one, yeah, I forgot in here. Sorry about that. This one, yeah, great. Now I create a file. Now this should work. Yeah, done adding store, successfully sign. Yeah, now if you use verify, this should show a lot of information. One error, yeah, great. That's shown the issue to, the test develop AC, issued by as well. Here's the other timestamp and so on. But in the end, I have a error. Yeah, it's saying that that certificate is not trusted by a trusted authority or trusted provider. That's what you're gonna do right now. I'm gonna add in my machine or gonna install that in my machine that certificate using this command, the cert util user add to root and the name of my file. Let's go here. I need to change this as well. Yep. Let's copy that, and if I add that in here, this is gonna show a pop-up, a warning. If I want to install or not. Yes, I'm gonna say yes. I trust that. And now if I verify again the file, that's gonna be successful. That's gonna be okay. Yeah, that's exactly what Autodesk is doing, or something similar. When you open Revit and check the URL, it's gonna load or not. That's what Autodesk is doing, at least in Windows, or something similar like that. So yeah, and now if I sign my DOL with this certificate, I can have this workflow. Yeah, this gonna show this pop-up, and then gonna show in here, and never gonna need to press allow always again. So yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna open my test file, my test project, and I'm gonna use a tool that I created, and that's ricaun.SignTool. This is gonna force to basically, if I install, this is gonna force my DOL to be signed after builds, and using that, I need to create or use two environment variables to using this tool by default. Oh, I need to use this sign file / file and sign password. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Let's take a look. Let's first, okay, let's search my windows in here. I have the environment, this one, yep. System properties, I have environment variables in here. I can open that. It's not gonna show anything that I want to show, but I'm gonna, let's go in here, and I need the path of my file actually. Is pfx, yeah, let's properties, yeah, let's copy this, or better this one, yeah, I need this one, and this is the file that I need, yeah, this one, great, and my password is this crazy one, great. Okay, let's copy this. I'm gonna go in new in here, and gonna sign dash path, no, file, and this one, okay, and now I need this password, new sign password, and this file, great, okay, yeah, great. Now that's okay. Let's test if that is working. I could actually using this same command to access that sign. I'm not sure if I sign file, and if I use this one as well, sign password, this should work. Let's try in my command line just to make sure. Signed file, did I probably misplace, maybe? Let's take a look. Environment variable, I probably, yeah, I did some mistake, no worry. I guess I invert the order, that happens. Let's copy this, okay, now should work. Maybe maybe I need to close this. Yeah, that sometimes happens because I create the signature right now. Let's try again. It should work. Yeah, now that works. Oh, don't add store. That's great. Yeah, that is correctly in my machine, my setup. And now if I, yeah, that's working. Now if I open my project simple, let's go in here. I have this project is already set up, and I kind of forget to show how that looks like in the ricaun.SignTool. So here's the whole project. What actually this is doing, you need to add in your project reference like this, and you need to use the sign file and sign password. That's the default behavior. This is some more information you can disable or enable. But one thing that's kind of important, this is gonna trigger after the core build, and that is before the build target event. So that's kind of important. And here's some other information you can add, like if you want to add a different path, you can add that in the password as well. This for the timestamp URL, that's the default is this one, and the stamp, the algorithm is this one. You can change that, but this is the default. And yeah, and if I add that and I have this true, this should work by default. And I'm actually in this sign tool, I'm using the app certificate toolkit that is inside, not in here, actually is here. Yeah, that basically is the default to signature, to sign stuff that contain basically the SignTool file to sign the everything. So yeah, in this project, let's go back in my project here. I have, what is it? Yep, this is my package. Yeah, that's installing here. I'm only setting in the debug version, so to not have any problem when I release this. So I don't want to sign that. And after that, I have this whole stuff that basically is copying my my addings file after the build. So after this trigger, all the files are going to be copied. So if I build that, let's rebuild actually. So let's wait that, yeah, you can look in here. I have the sign tool gonna show this this information, this warning in here that was successfully signed the file. Yeah, and after that I have this other message that I'm copying the file to this location. So yeah, just to make sure that the order matters. So I'm gonna send the signed file to my Revit. So if I run that right now, I'm gonna have that pop up. I'm gonna show it the first time. Yeah, I have the test develop CA, so I can always sign or not. So let's always do that. And now, if I now this should be loaded and works fine. This is my adding in here, this one. Yep, let's close that. And just to show that is updating, let's create a new command in here. Let's create yeah, 3 comments anyway. Let's run that again. This should sign the file is sent directly to my Revit Revit folder. So, and yeah, it's not gonna show the pop-up, and I'm gonna update my URL. So it's much easier to test and develop because I don't need to clicking in anything. So yeah, and yeah, I have 4 buttons in here. So that's the idea. And the same thing should work for, let's go back in here, should work for AutoCAD. So I'm starting developing for AutoCAD actually. So let's, yeah, let's open my sample here just to show. And I have in my project the same sign tool, that is this one. So, and if I run that, this should open my, gonna open my AutoCAD. And yeah, I have this my tool that I've been playing with. And yeah, it's not gonna show the pop-up. So yeah. And but if I go in the, just to show what's happening, if I go in the certificates to show what's happening behind the scene, if I go in my this is the trusted road certificate authority. So if I go in here, that's what we signed before. Oh, that's too bright. If I go in here, I have the tests. I have 2 actually. That's probably is the old one. Let's delete that. I could delete both just to show, but yeah, that's what we using this command. I installing that. So, and let's delete array because I don't care. And this is the trusted. Where is it? The publisher trusted. Yeah, that's what happened when I press allow always. Gonna put my certificate in here. I could delete that. And just to show what happened now if I open Revit. Let's open my Revit in here right now, just to show what's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm gonna show this pop-up. Yeah, it looks bad. And let's close this. And if I open my AutoCAD, I'm gonna show something similar. So let's install that again. Yeah, something similar. Don't you load that. So great. And let's install that again. So if I go in here, I need to install this one. Yep. Command line, this one. Yeah, I'm gonna install that. Yes, sure. Great. And now if I open my AutoCAD, that's gonna show the pop-up. I need to always allow, and that's gonna where's my certificate location? Yep, that's gonna roll back in here, not in this one, wrong place, this one. Yep, I'm gonna add it in there again. So yeah, that's the idea. And if I close this, open my, or update my, close that and close that, I don't need that, and open my project for Revit, and let's change the name here. This is sign. Yeah, and build that. I'm gonna sign this file and not gonna show the pop-up. That's it. That's great. That makes so much easier to develop. At least I only need to sign inside AutoCAD at least. Yeah, that's works like a charm. Yeah, because in Revit I'm using the uploader, I never need to click in that. Anyway, that's it for this video. That's the tool I have been creating to help me develop plugins for AutoCAD actually. So yeah, that's it. What is my, yeah, that's it. Let's conclude this presentation. And yeah, don't forget, this is just for development, this certificate at least. So to release is a different way to do it. Actually, I'm at the moment using Azure Key Vault, because now you cannot have let's put in blue and bigger. Yeah, at the moment you cannot have a file like this. You need to have a file in a hardware place, I guess. Yeah, so using Azure Key Vault you can actually I'm not sure exactly how that works. When you signed using some different tool, not this one, using the Azure, yes, Azure SignTool, I guess, SignTool. So yeah, accept. Yeah, using that you can basically do some similar, but you don't have a physical file. The file is stored in the Azure Key Vault, so but works kind of similar, but for developing to using your local machine is much easier to create your own certificates for development, of course, and you can use that in your own machine. And yeah, and if this file leak or something like that, it's not gonna be an issue, because this is only for your machine or for developing purposes. So yeah, that's it. If you want to do a video about Azure Key Vault, give a like and give a comment. So yeah, so I can create something like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, share, and that's it for this video. Thanks and see ya. Bye bye.